everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Shakur. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so now listen to this. This is out of Florida, Lake Wells to be exact. Okay, so now according to Sheriff Grady Judge of the Polk County Sheriff's Department, so there's this 19-year-old by the name of Seth Settles killed his mother because she asked him to stop smoking in her house. This thug killed his mother. Now he was sitting in his room smoking. The mother comes in after taking her 14-year-old daughter to school and dropping her off. She walks in the house and smells smoke. She goes to Seth's room, knocks on the door and opens it and gets on him and says, "Hey, I told you not to be smoking in my house, so stop smoking." So then she walks out and closes the door. This fool shoots her through the door. Now, after he shoots her through the door, he jumps up, runs out of the house, steps over his mother, leaves her laying there, doesn't try to render aid, doesn't check to see if she's still breathing, doesn't do anything. He yells something to his 24-year-old brother who's in the restroom, right in the bathroom, and then he runs out of the house. And so the brother comes out, doesn't know what's happened to her. She gets to the hospital, and the brother is saying, that there's some type of unknown illness, or he doesn't know what happened to her because he was in the bathroom. So, and Seth ran, and they don't see any blood anywhere. So they don't understand what's happening, what happened to her. So then later they find out that she's been shot in the heart. Now, the reason there was no blood is because when Seth shot through the door, the bullet went directly into her heart, piercing it, of course, and immediately stopping it from beating. So there was no blood because, your heart has to pump for blood to flow, right? To pump blood. So anyway, that's why there was no blood. Then Seth goes and tells one of his friends to take the guns and discard them. Now, mind you, the friend doesn't know that he just killed his mother. Okay, so this is also crazy. So let me read you a little bit of this article, so I don't leave out any details. And so Sheriff Grady Judd said Settle's mother told him to stop smoking and close the door. In response, he shot her through the door, striking her through the heart. Now, he says, "I can't begin to tell you the horror of this event." As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to share my screen and just show what Sheriff Grady Judd said at the press conference. Everyone, please get those likes up. Please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, if you enjoy the commentary. Thank you in advance. Likes up, likes up.
Seth Settle is 19 years of age. Mom takes daughter to school, comes home, and smells smoke in Seth's bedroom. So she goes and she opens the door, and she said, "I've told you before about smoking in this house. Now quit smoking in the house." And she closes the door, and he shoots her through the door. Did you hear what I said? He shoots his mama through the door. There's an entrance wound and an exit wound, and she falls to the floor. He jumps up, runs to where his 24-year-old brother is. It's a large house, around the corner from the game room, from his bedroom through the game room, around to the main area of the house, and is screaming at his 24-year-old brother, who's in the bathroom and doesn't hear what he says. 24-year-old comes out. Seth has fled the house. He goes looking for his mother and finds her unresponsive in the game room on the floor by Seth's bedroom, and of course dials 911. There is no blood. He doesn't know what happened. He didn't hear a gunshot. Seth's fled. They call EMS. EMS cancels us. It's a medical event. Until they get to the hospital, Dad now has arrived at the hospital. Mom's deceased. They initially don't see any wound. They don't see any blood. And only later, when they're preparing to move Mom, did one of the nurses notice all of a sudden there's a small amount of blood. And in fact, what has happened, she was shot. The medical examiner did the investigation this morning, and what he determined, this in and out wound went directly through her heart. Her heart immediately quit beating, so there was no blood to pump out. We arrest Seth, take him down to the station, and he confesses. But he colors the event in his best interest. He tells us that he's depressed, and some of his friends confirmed to us that he had a girlfriend about a year ago. He said that Mom opened the door to get on to me about smoking, and I was holding a gun to my head. And she told me to put the cigar out and close the door, and the gun accidentally discharged. We don't believe that. We don't believe that because by all accounts, even his admission that Mom was a absolutely, totally wonderful person and the best mom you could ever have. We do a criminal history, not one blemish on anyone's name. Mom, Dad, the 4 kids. This is truly the wonderful family next door. And he kills his mom. We think he was angry. We think he was mad. We're absolutely confident with the type of mom that this is. There's no way she would have closed that door with her son holding a gun to his head. That's our supposition. He fled, went to a friend's house, told him I accidentally shot Mom, fled past her, didn't help, didn't dial 911, hollered something at the brother on the way out of the door. So where are the guns? Well, he tells the detectives, well, I threw them off of the Chalet Suzanne Road into a wooded area. So after hours of searching, we finally determined that another friend had come to the house, and he had asked the other friend to take these 2 firearms away. The friend gave us the firearms, said he wanted me to take the firearms because he was afraid he'd hurt himself. Of course, the friend didn't know Mom was shot. He just knew that Mom had died unexpectedly, and he was just trying to hold the firearms for Seth. Dad, the other brothers, no one had any idea that Seth even had these 2 firearms. And he's too young to possess firearms. The firearms aren't stolen. But at the end of the day, we have, without argument, the most wonderful mom in the world who's now deceased because the 19-year-old kid shot and killed her. I can't begin to tell you the horror of this event. I had the opportunity to talk to Dad, who's just a great, hardworking, good man. And I can tell you the only people that are more shocked and stunned by this than us and law enforcement are the immediate family.
Now that just goes to show, honey, you can sit here and do all you can do for these kids, allow them to stay in your home after they're adults. And this is the thanks that some parents get. Okay. Now, I don't think he just woke up that day and, got an attitude with his mother and lashed out. He's likely done this before. just not to this extreme. Like I always say, if you don't chastise your children or stay on them at an early age, then when they become older, they do things like this. This is what they do. Now, his mother likely, would get on to him like she was about the smoking. But here's the thing. If your grown adult child, because 19, he's clearly grown. If your adult child is staying in your house and you tell them to do something and they don't do it, you should not have to keep repeating yourself. You should not have to come back, on another day and say the same thing again and again and again. At that point, put them out. They are adults. It's time for them to fend for themselves, and especially if they don't want to do what they're told. Because I don't care how old you are. If you live under my roof, you're going to do what I say. And if you don't like it, you can exit stage left. And you see, this is what's happened. And they said they never expected him to do that. Well, most parents who are killed by their children don't expect that to happen. And even when they have unruly, disrespectful children, they still don't expect their children to kill them. I mean, really, when you think about it, who does? Most people don't, right? And then he tried to say that he was depressed, because he had broken up with his girlfriend a year ago and all of that. And then lying to his friend to get him to hide guns and all that, honey. He should be charged with first-degree murder, as far as I'm concerned. I hope they charge him with first degree and not second degree, because he absolutely did that intentionally. Now, maybe he didn't mean to kill her, but he did mean to shoot at her. And when you point a gun at someone and pull the trigger, honey, you don't know if you're going to murder them or not. Oh, so crazy, honey. But anyway, everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to you all again soon.